Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Brian, Master of None. Oh, I put up the wrong goddamn one. Oh, well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. Let's check out this intro before I do anything else stupid. Hey, what is going on? Let me turn this crap off real quick. Actually, you know what? We'll leave it on. I figured I would start this out with this picture. Maskashai, who is a fantastic artist, by the way, created this picture a while back. I don't quite remember. It was probably about a year or so ago. And it celebrates everybody that were, a lot of the people who were involved in the Restore the Snydercut movement, myself included. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to like give context to what we're talking about here. All right, see this fella here in the glasses, smiling next to Enosh and Tiff? That's me. Okay, I was there. I could point out many people in this thing. Oh, there's Max. There's Max, all right? And if you look really hard, you can see Matt Jarbo. He's in there too, okay? So I just named off at least one person who is in complete disdain of the, I'm sorry, Dial. I don't know. But anyways, this poster is a great poster. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because at one point in time, this was us united. Where is Matt Jarbo? I know he's in here. God damn it. No, it's not Matt Jarbo. No, Matt Jarbo is in here. I know it. But I'm just saying, like, we were all friends at one point in time, or at least semblance of it. Oh yeah, Mikey. Well, Syl is in here. Mikey, Syl's right there. I don't think Mikey's in there. This is pre-Mikey. Okay, yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. That's Matt Jarbo. Okay. So, at one point in time, RJ, I mean, if you don't need a link, man. This is through Max's stuff. If you want to come on, bro, point in time, feel free. But yeah, no. Like I said, I bring this up because at one point in time we were all friends. Now we hate each other. What happened? Dark Nail, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with the second half of your statement. Thank you for but yeah, no. Let's see here. George, hey, what's going on? Awkward saying hi in the chat right now. Rhea, welcome. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I've just been kind of like frustrated because, like I said, I think I'm almost tired of people who we rode together and now we just all hate each goddamn each other. You know, it's just to the point now where it's ridiculous. Dr. Hockey, hello. Oh, God damn it. I'm all over the place tonight. Yes, I have been drinking a little bit, but I figured it'd be easier. Okay, everybody's saying hi. Caden, what's going on, man? What's going on? If anybody would like a link, just feel free to ask, and I will send it out. I'm not going to put links in the chat this time around, just because I got to be careful about who comes in. Welcome, DL. Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going?
Well, we're going to talk about why we're not friends anymore.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
No, not you personally. I'm just talking about the royal we. Okay. That at once this is why I brought this beautiful picture up, and I'm sorry that you're not in it, DL.
Unfortunately, I mean, I didn't expect to make the cut. It's okay.
I was beyond shocked to find out that I was actually in this picture. Like when people tagged me and they're like, "Oh, you're in it," I'm like, "What? Where?" And then I found myself, I was, holy shit. But no, I'm very humbled by this picture. Very grateful for the time that I spent with the release the Snydercut movement.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're at the point where we're going to differentiate the two. Well, release the Snydercut and restore the Snyderverse are two different things.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if we can just sit back and admit that, we can build a dialogue around it.
I mean, it's pretty clear that they're two different things. I don't know why people are like confusing the two, but
well, you know, a lot of people are conflating the fact that the struggle and the fight to get the cut released is the same as the verse, and I'm like, no, it's not.
No, no. Before the Snyderverse thing was a thing, we were just trying to get Snyder's vision out there, So that yes. was what we started out with. That was before we knew that it leaded to greater things.
Absolutely. Like that's why I'm like, ah, dang. It was like a give a mouse a cookie situation, like half of they're gonna want a glass of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I understand. When it first came out, I was like, dude, I want that milk so bad.
Bruh, man, it having 3 different endings. I'm like, wait, what? Ah!
I just watched it, dude, and I still tear up when Cyborg, splits up his family because that's what the mother box throws at his ass.
Yeah, bro, that caught me off guard. I was like, oh god.
No, it's just come on, dude, and Flash saving the day at the end. I mean, come on, dude. No.
Oh
okay.
Man,
the Snyder Cut is a great film.
Absolutely.
But and I hope to see some kind of. I wish we would get number 2.
Yeah, me too.
You know, exactly. Daryl Taylor says it perfectly. The only thing I want to see from DC is the conclusion of the Dark Side story.
I mean, at the very least, that's what I would like for them to do is finish what they started.
You teased it. Come on, let's go.
Exactly.
All right. I want to say hi to a couple other people here real quick. H. Bartz, what's up, man?
What's up?
Jay Castelli, you're swinging good, my friend.
Very nice. Trust
me, I won't be saying anything bad. No, honestly, today, this is my piecemeal because I've been arguing with people and I've been shitting on people left and right, man. I don't feel good about it, and I'm kind of like racking my brain wondering why. Like, how did we come from that picture to where we are now?
It's like you can't even avoid the subject, you know? Like, for the longest time, I barely mentioned Snyder, but it's like somehow we just get dragged into this war with people about the Snyder fans, the DC fans, and the people in between. I'm just like, can't we just like good DC movies? At this point, that's all I want.
Can anybody ask for anything less? I mean, seriously, 2013 was the last time we got a great Superman movie.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, that is wrong on so many levels when we've had 4 Thors.
And how many Batman?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 if you count BVS. And I'm not counting Adam West's Batman. 10 for Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Oh my lord.
I mean, if we're going to include so we have Superman from way back when, Superman 2, Superman 3, Superman 4, Superman Returns. 6 Superman movies. We got a Green Lantern.
I mean, I was happy about it at first.
I liked the Green Lantern movie, man. That was before I met you guys. You guys told me it sucked. I thought it was pretty fun.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, dude.
It's okay.
I enjoyed it at first, because I was already a really big Green Lantern fan, and I was happy that we got anything Green Lantern. Just the more I watch it, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, that doesn't, hold on, what? Wait, oh, there's not a lot of, oh, that's stupid. So I'm sorry, bro. There are some really good moments, though. Like, Mark Strong as Sinestro, I think is awesome. I didn't mind Ryan Reynolds, actually. I know people have a problem with his casting, but I thought he was completely fine.
I like Ryan Reynolds. He was funny. I mean, like, not like over the top way. It was kind of a different kind of humor that we're used to from Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly. When they're not on Oa, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff right there. This is kind of how a similar feeling with the Tim Story Fantastic Four movies. I know they have their fans, and it's like they have good moments too, but I'm like, these movies deserve to be better. Like, they should be admired just as much as like the Dark Knight trilogy and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. They should be on that level, because of how great the source material is. And this is just for me being a fan of those two so much,
Check your tweets, George. I got you, my man. What's up, Caden? Welcome, my man.
What's up, Caden?
Oh, okay. He said to be right back. Okay, so anyways, this is basically what prompted everything. I was gonna do this stream last night, but I was like just fucking blasted tired. I laid down and I watched this show called Game of Thrones. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Game of Thrones?
I just finished season 1.
That small fantasy,
bro. They cut Ned Stark's head off, man.
Oh my god, we were just talking about that. Me and my family were just like talking about how like you think that Ned Stark is like the main character, and then by episode 4, it's like, nope.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're gonna follow Sean Bean around for a little while.
Right.
Don't get attached.
And then like for the next 4 episodes, you just see his head on a stake, and it's like, what the heck is?
Well, don't
going
tell me
on?
nothing about season 4, okay? Or season 2, okay? I'm 2 episodes in, and as soon as I finish this stream up, I'm gonna lay down and watch more.
Well,
Game of Thrones.
I can't wait to see Sean B's head get cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Oh no, DL, no,
you're fine.
I figured since it's been out for a while, spoilers, but my bad. Game of Thrones spoilers. My apologies if you have not watched Game of Thrones. What's up, George?
Hey
Welcome,
guys.
man. All right, so we're gonna talk about this article here. I know it caused a lot of stink in the interwebs. I'm sorry, Rhea. I know you haven't watched it yet, but seriously, watch it. I love the first season; it's amazing. And yes, I agree with Devin. Like, just the being jealous of somebody watching the first few seasons for the first time. So like,
Oh my god.
boom.
Nice.
Yeah, no. Has anyone watched? Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, Devin, what's up? I was just mentioning. I was just mentioning. Well, no. I was just talking about what you said in one of the DMs about in one of I said about watching the first. I watched the first season of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. And you're talking about how you're jealous of getting to see the first take. I'm like, bro, no, 100%, man.
I am, dude. The first time you watch the first 4 seasons of that show, and experience it freshly, you realize it's one of those rare moments as you're watching it, I'm experiencing something special here. And it was super cool to watch it as it aired, in real time, because it was on a weekly thing, the entire week was just all talking about Game of Thrones and making speculations and ruminating on the events that occurred. And you talked about what happened to Ned Stark. That was a legitimate moment in television, because nobody that didn't read the books was expecting that to happen to that dude. He was the title guy, he was the lead, and then it happened. And after the week after that, at work and everywhere else, everyone was just like, oh my god, what was this all about? People were angry, legitimately angry. People were confused, wait, who's the lead now? Is it going to be Tyrion or Jon or it was so confusing, because nobody had seen that in a big production television show like that. And it was just heart-wrenching, genuinely heart-wrenching. So that was a moment in time, dude. I'm jealous that you get to experience it with fresh eyes.
I binge watched the first season. Has anybody watched the Portlandia?
Not really, I haven't.
Okay, well, there's one episode, and it's kind of become a little bit of a meme, where they're watching the new Battlestar Galactica. And it was kind of like me when I watched that show. It was this episode after episode after episode. I binged the hell out of Netflix. And it was kind of like me the same way, where towards the end, Fred Armisen and oh god dang, I always forget her name, but they're the ones that actually do the show Portlandia, and they freak out and they're like, oh my god, no more episodes about Star Galactica. So they're like, we got to find the guy who wrote it, and they're like, Ron D. Moore. So they looked up Ron D. Moore in the Portland phone book. And it's not Ron D. Moore. It's just some guy named Ron D. Moore. And they're like, hey, you wrote about Star Galactica. Let's write more. So they start writing stuff, and they bring in actual Edward James Olmos to read. It's hilarious. And then they bring in Ron D. Moore, the writer and creator. It's hilarious. I mean, I wish I could show the skit, but yeah. But anyways, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the situation. Enough of the thank you, Degrassi. Carrie. Yes. Dude, they're hilarious. I love that show. You have to watch The Dream of the 90s is alive in Portland, basically. Portlandia is a great show. Please watch it. It's amazing. It was on IFC for a little while. I think it's on Hulu or something along those lines. But anyways, the direct, I think it was reported off of Variety. But anyways, Warner Brothers reportedly regrets Zack Snyder's Justice League release.
Is this really news, though?
I felt the same way for a long time, especially when we started throwing jabs at each other.
Like, I think
Wait, is
like,
what
the
news?
first
Is it?
sense-
Wait a second. You said, is this really news? What element of that are you questioning as being news?
I'm just talking about the headline because I thought it was kind of implied that WB didn't really want to release this. So I don't know. This is just I don't. I guess they are like opening up on other details minor details that we didn't know about regarding that statement. But as far as this, like, yeah, we know WB didn't want to release this. That's why they've been giving us.
That's why they had a movement.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Didn't they
Okay,
only
fair point.
release this just to get people to subscribe to HBO Max?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty much
basically.
it. They were content
Yeah.
starved. It was the pandemic, so they didn't have
Yeah.
like a lot of productions going on. This was a big blockbuster thing that was already mostly developed. It was low hanging fruit for them.
It
And
hit
it
two
was like
birds
a
with
low
one stone.
budget to
It has shut up a
like,
fan
restore.
base, and it made a movie.
Yeah.
It has shut up a fan base and sold content, or it sold a platform to the same people
Shut them up for a
Right.
little while. Then they got much louder.
for about 3 days until the Ann Sarnoff article came out, and it sank everyone's dreams because they said there wasn't going to be a Snyderverse.
Oh, come on. RJ's going with the Sill thing. The
Oh,
That's goalpost moving, RJ.
Sill, like,
speaking of Sill, like grifters like started happening. Like people started grifting off this.
well, like, I mean, the grifting started with Lightcast, and that was before the Snydercut came out, and like, and it was like really like a year before like the announcement came out about the Snydercut, and that was like Lightcast came up, and like, and the Culture Nerd came up and started like saying, oh, the Snydercut is gonna come out, and they're gonna do all these movies. Batfleck signed a big deal, like all these things, like, oh, Snyderverse is happening, like, and Snydercut is the first move to restore it. Like they were the ones that made like they pushed the goalpost of this Snydercut being released to then restoring the Snyderverse. And they spread all these rumors and speculation, and then Sill, who was a part of Lightcast during a certain point in time, was also part
remember
of was also part of the Four Nerds, but that's a whole other story. But part of Lightcast, and then he decided to do his own thing, but still was feeding off of Lightcast. And there was a bunch of little group of YouTubers that are feeding off of Lightcast. War Stew was one of them. Phalo J is one of them as well. Like there was a group of them, and then once that splintered off after Lightcast died, Sill brought in Mikey and started doing that stuff.
Well, okay,
So-
I guess I have a broader question here, and I guess this speaks to like maybe the reason why there's been such conversation about this in the past couple days, and it's a two-part question. One, do you think that, or what do you think the reason for these executives regretting the release of the Snyder Cut is? And two, do you agree with it?
I think with the regret, I think it comes with that, now, like, it's like the shark wants a human to eat, and you gave that shark a human, now it wants to eat the whole population, and of humans, and it's like, okay, like, we should not have fed that shark that human, because now it wants to eat everyone.
Well, next thing you know, there's going to be a tornado of them.
Right.
I think
Yeah, there's
also,
gonna be a Sharknado like coming for us.
I think also because they released that version in the different version in 2017 that we got.
That too.
That if they release this, it's gonna make them look stupid. Like, so they didn't want to be
There's a lot to regret. Like, regretting can mean like, oh, we regret releasing it because we should have released it when it came out
from the get-go. Like,
Should
So,
have struck
or-
while the iron was hot. And
Yeah.
Right. Or regretting to
listen
release
to
it
the
at
feedback.
all, like being like this shouldn't have never came out, like type of thing. Like I think there's a spectrum of regret for like whoever is saying that everyone at Warner Bros. Regretted this. I'm sure there's a spectrum of regret. It's not just regretting as a whole, it's like, okay, there's like regretting as in we should have released this a while ago, or regretting we should have never released this at all, because of what the culture is now on the internet because of it. And I mean, like, we've seen some very disgusting images be created or disgusting tweets being made about, certain executives, and then a whole like movement of trying to get people fired or get people excommunicated out of Hollywood because of how they treated fans, and like, but even though like it's honestly like it's a lot of like, I think what split up the fandom is because of the toxicity or the
No,
divide of what is actually toxic and what's not toxic. And,
I think
and
I
is
think
there
it's simpler
really
than that.
You think
Well-
it's simpler than that?
I think it's simpler than that. Do you believe in the verse or not?
Like, what do you like? I
Do you
Just
think
the-
this is going to continue or not? That is the
No.
dividing line.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
And that's why I think that's why I regret the Snyder Cut coming out, because that movie's release split us up into two camps. One camp thought that, hey, we had a good run, it's over, and the other camp thought, well, shit, we got that, let's go. Where's the rest of it?
Yeah, it's kind of a cautionary tale in a content creator or content provider giving in to giving the audience what they want rather than giving the audience what they may need. Like, and to Caden's shark analogy, yeah, like once they had a taste for human flesh, it could not be sated with anything other than all of the human flesh it can get into contact with, right? So I guess the regret, the way that I see it, the way that I read it, and they mentioned it in that Variety article, is that like, the fandom from their perspective turned on them, which is kind of a weird reaction. It's like, okay, there was this big fan movement, and really it's a unique situation because like the impetus for the Snyder Cut being proffered as something to engage in beyond just being content for HBO Max was also that, oh, a tragedy befell Zack Snyder. We could do this as like a way to raise awareness for like suicide prevention and all of this other stuff that kind of,
trust me, I was down. Like,
floated
here, like,
around it.
I'll bring up the picture I started with. Okay,
Yeah.
This is the picture from the release of Snyder Cut, and there's me in the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was a part of this whole thing
Yeah, and like
to a small
so-
extent, but like,
but like it kind of like it used I guess noble intentions to try to like Trojan horse something a little bit more, I don't even want to say nefarious, but maybe just greedy. Like, okay, they did the thing where they went to Zack Snyder, they gave him a little extra money, they helped him produce it, blah blah blah. The Snyderverse became a thing. And then subsequently, instead of like a gracious fan base that was like, wow, you really went out of your way, above and beyond
thank you.
to give us, the thing that
Awesome.
we asked for, which, was cool. And apparently all these guys liked it, to some degree, to varying degrees. They all liked it. I haven't heard anybody, in this circle or anywhere else that like outwardly trashed the Snyder Cut, aside from, maybe me.
I was putting it over
But
a
I
few
was
minutes
never
ago.
pro Snyder Cut anyways, but like instead of like having like that level of gratitude and wow, the WB looked out for us, so we're gonna look out for them. It was the total opposite. It was like, okay, these motherfuckers are weak. Let's go for the throat. Let's see if we could get some execs
Right.
fired. Let's see if we could, put on
Yeah.
these crazy pressure campaigns.
Scorched
to, like,
earth.
yeah, just, so we can restore the Snyderverse.
Well, let me put that in perspective for people in the back. That's what Star Wars fans did when they got pissed off about the sequels.
Yeah, that's like what started the whole conversation in our nerd
Started
culture
the
diaspora
fandom menace.
about
That's why
toxic fandoms.
Yeah,
You know,
that's why we're on here. Like,
If I could,
goddamn.
yeah, if I could play devil's advocate just for a little bit, just for a tiny bit,
Go ahead.
indulge me for a little bit. Not that I do not agree at all with the behavior that the Snyder verse movement has been doing negatively, or all that stuff. I don't like the direction it's gone to. Absolutely not. However, I feel like like where we are, like in the fandom wise, before the Snyder Cut came out, we were kind of in a weird situation because we know, like we're gonna call it how it is. DC had no direction, had
No.
none whatsoever, and when that 2017 version came out, like first of all, that I'm just gonna say right now that was trash. That was absolutely trash. It felt rushed. It felt Frankenstein put together. This is supposed to be DC's biggest property, and they released some half-ass hodgepodge of a movie.
The only thing I like was the music.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I get
music was awesome.
And now, granted, after that came out, we did get good movies like Aquaman, Shazam, and there's fans of Birds of Prey or whatever. But there's this overlying thing of there is no direction with DC. We don't know where we're going with this. We're just throwing movies out there and hoping that the fandom will like it. Now,
Basically.
the Snyder Cut comes out. And okay, so yes, we at first we think, okay, we're just gonna get our goal is to just get this movie released, get Snyder's vision the way it was intended, and we'll be happy. You know, that's how we were at first. However, we watched the movie, and there was more to that. Yes, it got released, but on top of that, that movie had 3 different cliffhangers in the movie. The movie got positive reviews, higher than anything that Snyder has put out DC wise. Even some critics came around and said, you know what? I didn't like what he did before, but that was pretty good. You know, the narrative changed when people started really liking the movie, and it was leading up to a whole bunch of greater things. And I say that because outside of everything, other than everything else that came out DC wise, Snyder's movies seem to be the only thing that had a direction. So that probably added fuel to the fire of people saying, like, we need to see more from this because what you're doing right now isn't really going anywhere. Snyder's stuff is the only thing that's actually going somewhere direction-wise, and it's actually pretty good. So at least finish that before you go anywhere else. And they didn't do that. So that's what's making the fan base more frustrated. Like I said, I am not defending their actions as far as harassing people and trying to get people fired or whatever. I do not, and I do not condone that whatsoever. However, I kind of understand how they're feeling emotional wise when Warner Brothers is like just pulling the rug from under you like that. You know, like you can't help but like kind of understand where they're coming from to a certain extent with this whole, you know, restore the Snyderverse, because like I said, that was the only thing that seemed to have some sort of direction as far as DC wise. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, no, as far as a narrative direction, what we got at the end of the Snyder Cut, I'd have been over the moon seeing what we got to see next. Like, trust me, I could. Here, let me pull this article down for a minute, and I'll pull up my Twitter from March of 2021.
Going all the way back.
Yeah. Okay. Just to show you that I'm not a total asshole when it comes to this stuff.
I mean, like,
I've been labeled an anti so many times, it makes me sick.
Oh,
okay.
I had legit. I was like, go to my profile and search up "Restore the Snyderverse" and release the Snyder Cut in my profile, and you would see that I was part of the fandom for quite a while, and I gave up. You know, because
well, like I said, when I showed the picture of the poster, and Matt Jarbo was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The person that everybody hates in that part of the movement, part of the release, the Snyder Cut
And also,
movement.
there's a clip that Enosh has in his little on StreamYard that it's Enosh and Jarbo talking about Snyder Cut and saying, "But we won" when it was announced, and like
and that
like
Jody was wrong.
Yeah, and it was like, and so now we're on the like, there's a timeline of things, you know, like with and it's a really messy and convoluted timeline of everything, you know.
Well, it's like a purity spiral. It's like once you realize that you're not pure, you kind of just jump off. the Snyder Cut or the Snyderverse is going to happen or not. And I think that like there's cautiously optimistic people, like you got RJ, and I totally agree with RJ, and I didn't want to interrupt DL because I tend to do that a little too much, and I do apologize, DL. I love you, buddy.
It's okay. It's okay. I love you too,
I
man.
also
We're all
I think
passionate
with
about this.
I think
But
with
the Ann Sarnoff
with
article
it-
came out too soon. Okay, it didn't
I
give the
think
fans
there's
a chance
bunch
to
of
kind of
things
be happy.
Yeah, I think between the release of it and to that day, like that Wednesday, that Wednesday night / Thursday morning, and that Monday morning afternoon was a lot of stuff going on. You had like even before that, you had all these like screeners going out, people watching it, and then you had the big Zack Snyder watch party on that Friday, and it was like like Zack was spilling like his DC future stuff in the chat about like what he was gonna continue, how he was gonna do the Superman of Steel sequel. Like everyone was like, and he's like spilling like, oh, this is this little Easter egg, and then like you had people like I said, there was no time of celebration of the Snyder Cut because people after that happened, people started doing Restore the Snyderverse like right away.
There was for me,
and then
I guess to me and DL, you made great points, and I understand exactly what you were talking about. As far as like all of the promise that the cliffhanger ending of the Snyder Cut presented, the possibilities, and him talking about the direction that he wanted to take it in, had he been I guess allowed to continue in that capacity, and all of like the hopes that people who are fans of that universe had for a connected series of films, maybe not comparable to the MCU, but at least the seedling of such a thing that his movies kind of promised a little bit of, that other DC movies and other attempts at adapting DC comics haven't hinted at all. I understand that, but like there's in my mind, in my brain, and maybe I'm wrong in this, but this is how I perceive it. There is a dividing line between how you treat for lack of a better word, content as a fan. Like, oh, they put out a movie, I like it, let's talk about it, and let's speculate on what we want to see in the future, and like how you treat content as like, I don't even know what the proper terminology I would use here, but I guess as someone who views it on a more professional level. Like to me, the Snyderverse people, like that entire movement was openly hostile in a way that made them seem like petulant children, right? Like we didn't get our
call them
cake,
the menace.
so
they were the menace 2.0.
We're gonna flip the table, we're gonna. And I know you. And I'm not saying. And I understand, DL, that you were like, you don't condone any of their behavior and all that sort of stuff. And I'm 1,000% with you on that. But like when I see a fan base represents their I guess desires and intentions in that kind of a way, where like, it doesn't really matter what Ann Sarnoff said. She said whatever shit he said.
Water
she
off
said.
a duck's back.
So what? All right. Like there are a variety of reasons.
The reaction of what.
Well, I mean, there are a variety of things that go into whether or not a director or producer is going to continue to work at a film studio, and whatever her beef with Zack Snyder fans were, that wasn't the driving line. No production company is going to be like, oh well, Ann doesn't like the fans, so we're not going to do that. Like that's not anything anyone bases any kind of decision on. If there wasn't going to be a Snyderverse after the Snyder Cut, it was probably going to be because Snyder signed a Netflix deal. He's working on a bunch of other stuff. They have a deep pool of other talent that they wanted to have take a swing at DC stuff, like Matt Reeves and Todd Phillips and James Gunn and all of these other Patty Jenkins, and saying, okay, let's see what other visions that we can have. We tried adhering to Zack Snyder's vision with at least, let's just say 2.5 movies, I guess, which that's not a lot, but given what was going on with those movies, I argued right off the bat that Batman versus Superman was rushed. Like they rushed to that.
Dude, they did the ultimate sin. They killed Superman in the second effing movie, dude.
Oh yeah, the crazy thing
I'm
is,
sorry,
like,
that's unforgivable, Bill, in my book. I mean, BVS is a great movie on its own, but put that down the road.
Yeah, it would be like killing Tony Stark in Iron Man 2, basically.
Hey, you better
Yeah.
get in here, homie.
But
And
but
didn't
yeah,
the
like
box office have like the second biggest drop the second weekend or something?
I'm sorry, say that again.
The box office, like it had like a very high first weekend, but then it had a very big like drop the second weekend.
It had like a 60% drop.
That's because
Yeah.
Superman died.
Unfortunately,
You killed him
Well,
off.
I think it's a part. It speaks to a greater thing, where it's like, yeah, WB struggled with Zack Snyder's vision of the DC world. You know, they saw it as bleak and cynical and dark and not very joyous, and they were watching basically. And maybe this is a mistake on the executives' part. They were looking on the other side of the fence at the Marvel stuff, and they were like, "Oh no, hey Max, what's up?" And I just saw you pop up underneath me. I was like, oh, I didn't recognize.
No, I mean,
recognize
all the things that are being said is hurting my heart.
I'm just speaking as truthfully as I can from my point of view. I could be entirely wrong, but you know, I got the sense that they saw what Marvel was doing on their side of the fence. Like, oh, look, it's all of these, you know, wonderful movies that are just so bright and colorful. The costumes look colorful. There's quippy one-liners left and right. Like, and then we look at our stuff and it's just bleak and heavy and like people are screaming each other's mothers' names in each other's faces and shit. Like, what is going on here? Like we have a 60% drop from our premiere week to the next. It's because like in their view, it's because this is not like the kind of comic book movie that people want to go and see right now. So, you know, I think that they took advantage, of course, of Zack Snyder's family, you know, tragedy to try to get Joss Whedon in there and lighten it up and see if they could make a kind of a Marvel-esque DC film. And obviously it fell flat on its face. But I mean, that was like the impetus towards, you know, moving away from the Snyderverse. Is it didn't his vision, and this is like, you know, if anything is going to work, it has to start from this nucleus right here. His vision did not match what WB executive vision was for that universe. Yeah. And that was always going to be a fracture. Like it was always going to be a fracture. So if they couldn't reconcile that much, then everything else after the Snyder Cut was just going to be a pipe dream anyways.
Also, CJH brought up something good in the chat, like the ending controversy. Like, WB was against him doing that like nightmare ending, I'm pretty sure, and like there was like a whole battle about that apparently. So yeah, like I mean, there was like a setup there, but it was a setup that WB was against.
Yeah, and like there's like again, it goes back to like who. It's funny how like the person who brought in Zack to the DC fold is the person that created that whole mess of character like embargoes and stuff and didn't explain it to Zack the best way possible, and which, you know, the person,
you mean Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. Yeah, the person who basically, honestly, a lot of the mess that DC is in now is most like attributed by Nolan. Character embargoes, the dark themes that like people associate, the realism that people associate with DC with,
which works for Batman. That works.
Yeah, it works for Batman, but doesn't work for any other character.
Like, he didn't give two shits about a cinematic universe. He did not want to share universe.
And that's the other thing. Like, so a lot of the problems with DC that we have now is
Christopher Nolan,
the business and creative decisions of Nolan.
Yep, I agree.
And how WB just let Nolan do what he wanted to do, even though he like. So it's like, it's even before Snyder that DC had problems, you know, like, and so it's a domino effect of everything that has happened since the Batman Begins, you know, since day one of Nolan wanted to do DC, you know, so it's a lot of things attribute to the mess we're in right now.
Well, DC's always had like problems like getting their other characters like on the screen before like Snyder came along. I mean, look at like the films that they were having coming out before Dark Knight Rises and Man of Steel, Jonah Hex, Green Lantern.
Right.
Like their only other real good movie that wasn't a Batman or Superman movie at the time was Watchmen.
Yeah.
and which was Snyder.
Yeah, but also
Or
like
the
their
losers.
previous attempt to get Superman on the big screen after the Christopher Reeves years was Superman Returns, and that was a big mistake to make that a continuation of the Christopher Reeve series instead of a full-on reboot.
Right.
Yeah.
And like it's
Yeah, but
again,
that movie
DC
popped off though. That movie did pretty well in the theaters. So
it did do
maybe
well.
maybe a big mistake in retrospect as far as like using it to build a cinematic universe. But at that time when cinematic universes didn't exist, it was a big success.
Yeah. I mean, like, this another thing is also it's a
Hey, Jake.
bunch of people in a room together that have their own ideas and own egos put in a room together to decide what DC is not,
Not a good
like
sign.
not a good sign. Like you had Jeff Johns, and like it also goes back to Jeff Johns and Kevin Feige being Richard Donner's assistants, and Kevin Feige took it's the analogy of like the dad who's an alcoholic, and one son also follows becoming an alcoholic, and the other one decides I shouldn't be, or the one who's like needs to do better. And in this case, it's one I'm gonna have a big ego, and the other one's like I can actually do something good and actually create something great because of what my mentor taught me. And so, and then you have Nolan, who's a big ego, and then who's bringing in a person who has done one or two films, and then to do DC, and then did Watchmen, and then went on to do Man of Steel. Like, it's it's a lot of problems started then. Like, it's
I
before
gotta
Snyder.
say, I like the shark analogy a little bit more.
Yeah. Thinking about it, yeah, the shark analogy was way better. But yeah, it's before Snyder, and I think now with Dan Lin, who was wanting to do his own DC, they were starting with Justice League Immortal, running into a Suicide Squad movie, like it was very similar to how Zack did, Justice League movie, but even though it was Suicide Squad movie before Justice League movie, but creating a universe that these and it was another thing with it. It was characters that were already like established. It was like we're meeting these new characters on like they're new. No, they're already established, and this is a Justice League Mortal movie going into like another movie that will change the fate of what we think. So, yeah.
Oh, thank you, RJ. Thank you.
Oh, my
Shit. You're welcome. Let me turn my shit down. Hang on.
Holy shit!
I'm sorry. Is that better? Is that better?
I'm dying inside.
Is
That's why I'm.
that better, Max?
We're breaking Max's heart.
Am I speaking to you quietly? No. This is 110% Max's fault. Ever since I've been on streaming with Max, I wouldn't have known any of this crap.
Wait, why is this Max's fault?
Because I followed him on stream. So maybe it's my fault for following Max around for a little while. I mean, I didn't do it out of clout, though. I did it because I like Max. And honestly,
I never regret good art.
But no, RJ, that is the most pertinent statement that you could possibly have dropped in the stream.
You're awfully quiet too, being sick and all that shit, RJ.
Wow.
Where's your streams?
Are you being a little
right?
sickish?
Okay, but see, this is what the article that prompted this, Max, is the WB insiders regret the Snyder cut, and I basically said that I do too, because of the I'll show it again for the people in the back. What picture this is, Max, because you're in it. This is what I opened the show with, where I was like, man, we were all cool a year ago. Not so much now. And I even pointed out the fact that you could see Max and Matt Jarbo here in the picture. and then there's me with Enosh and Tiff. But like, what went wrong, Max? Like,
I'm fine.
no, like you are
Max,
fine.
you're not
But
fine.
do you not notice the shit that's going on around you, or are you just Nero playing with the fiddle?
Yeah, it's bullshit, all the stuff. But you don't have to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with here. What do you want me to say?
Well, no, I'm just
We want
I'm not trying to call you to the floor and say shit.
The crimes
I'm just saying, like,
you have committed.
no
Crimes
come on,
I
Caden.
committed.
Come on, Caden. I'm not trying to like call you out. I'm just saying, like, dude, as somebody that's been part of this, like, can you see, like, we're like, let's all work together to build something. Like, yes, this was kind of clickbaity, but like we're clickbaity, but like if we can find common ground, I think we can start to like, at least not hate each other as much, right?
I remember when
I would love common ground. That's what my channel's about.
I think common ground, Max.
Disagree.
Well, no,
That's how we got into all
I
this.
think my opinion. Okay, see, I'm a technician. Okay, that's what I do for a living, and I try to fix things. I know whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, but I try to like see what's wrong and go after it, like not in a like attack perspective. And one thing I will do is I'm going to openly apologize for any time that I've gone after anybody over this stuff. Okay, I mean, I understand, but at the end of the day, this is comic movies. These are fictional characters. Like Ben Affleck said it best in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. We shouldn't be ending friendships over. But over the last couple of days on Twitter, I'm just like looking at people who were a part of that poster and friends just tearing each other's throats out like it's Game of fucking Thrones.
It's not just isolated to Snyderverse. It's
Twitter,
it's YouTube.
It's Twitter, it's YouTube, but
it doesn't really have to be.
It's
Snyderverse either.
Well, no, it's not Snyderverse. I'm just pointing that because that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
we could do whataboutisms all the day. Like, why did I get on your channel, Max? Because of fucking Star Wars. I didn't like Jeremy's hot takes. I didn't like the goddamn Fandom Menace. I didn't like any of that shit. Yeah, the first thing I did was try to speak out against it until I kind of got tired of it and realized it didn't move anything forward. And I don't begrudge anybody for doing it, and I do apologize to you, Max, for giving you a bunch of shit for it. You're my buddy. We roll deep. Sorry, guys. Full disclosure, I have been drinking a little bit. So if I get a little lovey-dovey on the stream, it's my Friday night. And trust me, guys, you guys keep me going. Like, yes, we disagree, but this is why I do this. Like, I love every single one of you on the stream. Like, even in the chat. That's why I get up in the morning. That's why I come home from work and I'm excited.
For RJ.
I mean, dude, even RJ. little scamp pisses me off every once in a while. No, it's just I don't know. And like I said, I did want to get people here. Like I was gonna throw shit at them, like I did on your stream in the chat last night. I'm sorry about that. I was sleepy and I just watched Game of Thrones. So I was like, yeah. What do you think about it? It's kind of like what's going on YouTube right now. It's like Game of fucking Thrones. The House anti-Snyders. We're the fucking House Snyders. Let's go to battle on Twitter.
Hashtag anti-Snyder.
Yeah, I still remember.
No, Bell. It's in a good way.
I'm not even anti-Snyder. I don't like Zack Snyder.
No.
I'm not anti-Snyder.
I'm not anti-Snyder.
If they want to hire him to put out more movies, then fine. I'll watch Rebel Moon on Netflix. I'll watch whatever else. It's like it's just weird. Like the movement that fractured and became like this, this conflict between, basically within the same fandom, like a fandom civil war, basically. Like it revolves around like a cult of personality of Zack Snyder as a director, which is weird to me. It's like, okay, has this happened with any other director before? Maybe it has, and I'm just not familiar with it because I'm just not steeped in those particular fandoms. But has any other director elicited this level of fervor and of vitriol from people. Like I've never experienced
Michael
it.
Bay.
Not even Michael Bay. People just shit on Michael Bay.
George
They'll
Lucas.
shit on him.
Oh,
George
Lucas.
Lucas. Yeah, I guess maybe George Lucas is a fairly a good example, but I don't remember. Like people just hated George Lucas after the prequels, like immediately after the prequels. People didn't like George Lucas.
Or
There was
Ryan Johnson.
There was never really a clamoring for George Lucas to come back, and direct Star Wars until after The Last Jedi. And even then, never really reached peak, levels of vitriol that the Snyder stuff has. So like I've never really seen, and it always made me wonder, like, what is really the root behind all of this? Like, what's causing this? Like, it's never made sense to me.
Batman versus
I think
Superman.
also, like if we didn't have people who are like, oh, Snyder's coming back and this and that, people who are trying to become scoopers and say that, I think there will be less.
Who's Caden talking about?
No,
There will be less
no clue.
of a conversation of like false hope. I think
Also,
I think those people who talk about it like as it's going to happen
Oh crap! Bell
put into a group
NorCal.
of people's minds that
So you think
gonna
that's what it is? You think that like
I think that's
scooper
part of
culture
it.
has kind of fanned the flames?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
what
that's
it
part
did
of
is
it.
it told people what they wanted to hear, and
Yeah.
I know that's like, yeah, but that's what
I
it
think
is.
that's part of it. Like part of it is that you have people on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, telling people like, oh, it's happening. Snyder's going to sign a deal next year after the deal that blah 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 signs this year, and Affleck's going to come back full time, and then Man of Steel 2024 for Christmas is going to happen, and there's going to be a Christmas Superman movie, and there's going to be a Justice League 2 and 3 and 4 movie with and 3 and 4 is going to be like the big end close to the Snyderverse. Like what? Like no, like
Is this just because DC fans are desperate?
it's not just it's the
Because like Mike
Snyderverse.
Zero doesn't have an army of dudes going to war for him. He spouts a bunch of bullshit too.
Right.
So like,
Damn.
Ryan Johnson trilogy's happening. Facts. Said it in an interview.
but Doomcock said the sequels were getting erased 2 years ago.
No,
And also,
dude.
like,
Ryan Johnson came out today. I retweeted it. It
okay,
happened.
so you're all
I
for
think
that, but
hard.
not Zack Snyder.
Well,
I never said I was not
No.
for Zack Snyder, dude.
I mean,
No, for the return of Zack Snyder, but you're for the return of Ryan Johnson.
I'm not.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not
No,
Zack
but the
Snyder.
The Last Jedi was a
if-
cinematic
but also,
masterpiece.
RJ,
Okay,
if we
wait
let
a minute. Wait.
Come
a
at me,
minute.
bro.
Wait a minute.
RJ, if we let them do what they do, if we let that group do what they do, then
There's
it's just
some crazy
like it's
Ryan
just basically
Johnson
saying,
fans too.
you know what? We should let Trump
Shut
say the election was fraud.
I
we
like
should
Ryan
let
Johnson,
Trump say
but,
these things
but Last
because
Jedi. Wait a minute.
there's no point in fighting.
Guys, Caden's still talking.
Sorry.
Like I think,
And I feel
like-
anyway.
well, bringing up RJ's comment saying, I mean, peace to that group. It's much easier when you stop caring and let them do what they do. Oh, well, let's stop calling out Trump and his Trumpians for saying the election was fraud. Like, what? No,
What the
like
hell are
you
you
have
talking
to
about?
stop.
He's calling you a sellout, RJ.
I mean, okay,
You have
that's
to stop.
I mean, there's a difference.
Like-
there's a difference between like movies and
I think
like,
that's it's
overthrowing
an
a
extreme,
government.
but like it's still like, but it's people who are spreading lies and false hope to a group of people, and so it's not good. It's not healthy.
Well, to me,
to hold on to something that might not happen.
for me last year, just seeing the purity tests that were going on, like people calling other Snyder fans not real Snyder fans last year, like Fatal J bringing up stuff from that Enosh said in the past to like fans going after the nerd queens, like some of this bizarre behavior that
and
started
the
last
infighting.
year.
The infighting
Ryan
as well
Johnson
does not
needs
help.
to stop leading his fans along.
Ryan, oh my!
Hurry up and come out with that damn trilogy, man.
What's Snyder doing
It's
on
very
their own?
toxic to just
I'll
not
tell
tell
you
your
what
fans the truth and stop throwing all these hints.
The only trilogy you're gonna get from
Man.
I'm showing.
How
you
can
just-
I
you just-
blame
I was
people for their own
racking my brain
stupidity?
trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about when I live stream later.
the only trilogy you're gonna
Get
get from Ryan
smarter.
I was gonna ask you, are you ready to go? Because there was a tweet today that said Ryan Johnson was. He's like, yeah, the trilogy's on the back burner, but it's happening. I figured
He's
that would
proud of
trigger the
Last
madman.
Jedi.
Did I do it?
Dude, the only trilogy you're gonna get from Ryan Johnson is the Knives Out trilogy. Be happy with that.
No,
Yeah.
no.
That's
He's getting a
fine.
Star Wars trilogy, dude. He had the second
hypocritical
highest grossing
bastard,
Star Wars
Ryan.
movie.
You hypocritical bastard.
How am I a hypocritical bastard? I love The Last Jedi.
But so when it's your thing you like, you're like, okay, go. But there's
Go do it.
It's his trilogy is less likely than Snyder coming back. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I don't know.
No, I think
wanna
there's
play
a
Snacks?
chance of
Y'all
Ryan
wanna play
Johnson
Snacks?
trilogy happening than Snyder coming back on the stage.
I don't know. I think honestly, I'm gonna call it a win if Ryan Johnson directs a trilogy of Mandalorian episodes. Boom.
Oh,
What-
bro,
what happened?
no. Even
Because everybody's heads would explode, and it'd probably be the best 3 episodes of the season. And you're gonna be like, "Oh God damn it, Ryan Johnson!"
Now that was
What
actually
happens if
my
that
idea,
D23?
like that he should direct Mandalorian episodes. And people will come around to him a little bit.
All right, yeah, we're right there with each other. No, he should
Yeah.
honestly. He should direct episodes of a popular show to where people could be like, "Oh, okay, maybe Last Jedi was just an
Little
thing.
bump in the road.
a little bump in the
Oh my
roadage."
God.
I'm glad you came, Belle. I am always happy to talk to a fellow Californian.
Oh my God, Bella's blonde.
Max, are you like
Nice.
legitimately
Sure.
hurt over this conversation?
Yes.
No. I just can't believe people don't like this masterpiece.
We never said we didn't like.
We never said we didn't like it, dude. I spent
No,
the first
no,
10 minutes
no.
of the stream putting over the Snyder cut.
No, people saying, "Oh, it shouldn't have happened" and stuff. I'm like, "Oh my God."
Well, okay.
Well,
so
no,
wait,
I
the
regret
whole-
it in hindsight. Okay, can I be
I
clear?
regret nothing.
I regret it in hindsight because, dude,
I've been the
we
most
all used to be
consistent
friends.
person.
there's half the people on my Twitter list. I don't even want to talk anymore.
That's your problem. That's not mine.
Whoa, okay, but I'm just saying that's a problem, is it not? Yes, there's a problem with me, but I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Well, I mean, so like the impetus for all of this again is
I
that
still
Variety
talk to everyone.
article where, but I mean, in
And
that article,
Sarnoff.
in that article, Max, those I guess unnamed insiders or executives or whoever they may be expressed regret for releasing the Snyder cut because they saw it as splitting the fandom and turning it against Warner Brother leadership, which it's undeniable that that's what happened.
They're using it as an excuse for their own failures.
Using it as an excuse for their own failures.
Snyderverse isn't responsible for them failing so hard. Is
But
them
what is-
coming up
what
with an
is your-
alternative and executing on it. But
But
just
wait
leaving
a
it
second.
out there.
I didn't-
Let me finish my thought. But just
Okay.
leaving it out there with not doing something different or better created this. If they had enough time to do something different and do what they wanted to do, and they couldn't do anything better, and it just stayed out there.
Oh, it's a
If
party
they would have
now.
done, if they would have done Flash
Oh.
years ago and done whatever they wanted to do, this
What's
would have been over already.
How you feeling, buddy?
But okay, but that doesn't
practicing on
speak. That
death's
doesn't
door,
speak
but
to
I'm
the
still
issue of the story, though.
buddy.
The issue of the story.
Yeah, they regret.
Love you, buddy.
They're excusing their own problems. Yes, there's problems with the Snyderverse fandom, but they didn't do shit.
They released the Snyder cut. They did it.
No,
they
No,
did the
besides
shit.
that, besides that,
They
they
did the
didn't
shit
do.
that
They
people-
regret it.
I mean,
but
besides
then they
that,
didn't
that's
do
like
anything-
the main point.
But they didn't do anything else.
Here's
That
the
was-
thing.
Oh my God.
I just don't care anymore. Like we're still talking about this like almost like a year and a half later. Who cares?
Because we have 18 people watching the stream.
No. What I'm saying is like honestly, like
And I love you
this
guys.
is just like such petty internet stuff at the end of the day.
Oh,
you know
it
what I
is,
mean?
isn't it? Well,
Like
we were all friends at
none of
one
this
point in time,
really-
RJ.
no, well, yeah, listen, that history I wasn't a part of, but I just don't care anymore. Like I really
Right.
don't. Like
I laugh. Besides people saying that
What
it
is it?
shouldn't happen, or
if you don't like
I
what
mean-
certain people are doing, just don't watch it. It's fine. Who cares?
That's why I
at this
stopped
point?
watching.
Yeah. In all
That's
fairness,
why
I
stopped
never
watching
cared.
it.
If you don't like what certain people are saying and think that they're lying to people, okay, educate people on your own platform. It's not going to change anything, though.
That's why I haven't watched a Sil video outside of Max's stream.
Well, here's the thing too: who do you really blame at this point? Do you blame the snake oil salesman, or do you blame the people who are dumb enough to buy it?
I blame the people who are dumb enough to buy it because it's been going on for over a year now.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing. You know what? I wasted so much time fighting them and being against them and doing all this and that. It wasn't worth it.
No, it's really not.
Nothing. It got me nothing. Just caused more headaches for me.
Well, that's why I'm not going hard. You know what I mean? I could have gone hard.
The other thing is, though, they ended up being right in a couple of stuff.
True. And so did the other half, though. You know what I mean?
Well, but now it's looking like Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill are both coming back. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, Casey. I'm saving him a tweet for my.
Oh no! You can save it for your stream, Max.
Yeah.
We're putting it on mine, homie. Wow! Hell froze over. Casey Walsh says they're gonna bring Cavill and Affleck back. We're gonna set you up later, Max. Let me know when you want to start, and then I'll shut it down.
I'm trying to find a funny thumbnail.
I'm just saying,
full time, and then the Flash to make it so none of them ever met Batfleck has to assemble the Justice League again. This time has more options.
Wait, read that again. Wait, what?
I'm sorry. I've been drinking, guys. Come on now.
Basically, Batman and Superman, Cavill and Affleck are going to come back. The Flashes may make it to where it resets things so they can do the Justice League team up once again, full fresh.
So the first Justice League never happened.
Yes, basically. That's Casey's speculation. To be fair, though, Casey just speculated. He said he's not for sure.
I'd be all right with that. I'd be all right with that.
It's kind of similar to what happened with X-Men with Days of Future Past, where they kind of reversed X-Men 3 at the end of it.
Yep.
Maybe they'll do the same.
Do you know how many times this man, and I don't hate Casey Walsh, this man's like, it's over, people are crazy. And now he's speculating that it's things that could happen.
Well, yeah, it's almost like the situation has evolved.
Yes.
It's okay to admit that we were wrong.
I mean, hold on.
I wasn't, though.
They can't.
You were kind of wrong on a few things.
No, I was not wrong.
Yes, you were.
This doesn't make a lot of sense to me because, like, if they're just going to erase the first Justice League, you still have the events of Batman to be Superman. So, if anything, they need to go back further and erase that if they want to reset things. So
they might erase the whole Snyderverse.
Oh, come on!
Probably.
What is?
Here's the question.
But as long as it continues with the actors,
they have the actors. They can do whatever the fuck they want with them. They can erase all of those movies.
Yep.
I mean,
what's
I
more
guess
important at this point, getting the actors or getting the director? What's more important?
Actors.
Exactly. That's what they're doing right now. That's
the thing that people got to realize.
The directors are more important than the actors.
You know what? I will say
it depends.
What I will say though, I give credit.
To quote Charles Dance, like you need a good writer. You need a good writer.
Yeah.
And a good writer could make up for a lot of direction. But Charles Dance, when he was interviewed about his role in Game of Thrones, one of his best quotes was an actor. Sometimes when he's talked about bad writing, an actor is sometimes called upon to sew a silk purse out of a pig's ear. You know, like if you have bad writing, there's only so much an actor could do to make that shit work. Like, Henry Cavill's been in plenty of bad stuff.
So if you're saying if you're saying the director matters, like, do you want them to bring back Snyder?
Oh, me? No, I mean I've always been very clear about where I stood on Snyder. But,
I mean that's what I'm saying though, because like if they want to bring back the same actors, but people want to move on from Snyder's vision, then they have to get another director. So that's where I'm like,
here's the funny thing about all this, right? Which I was gonna say, I give full credit to them for this. They've been very come and watching. They've been very transparent over on Sil's channel and across the board. A lot of those guys are there. They're just saying, dude, at this point, people need to stop being like so focused on it has to be Zack Snyder or nothing.
Or bust.
They're very open to the fact that it's going to be other directors coming in, the actors coming back, and Zack may only do team-up movies. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Team-up movies?
Yeah, like the Justice League sequel. That's it. He wouldn't do anything else. And the thing is, like, I give them credit for this being like that now, and they're not going to be like, oh, Zack needs to do all of it.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. That's legit. Like, because before the still to Snyder has to be involved with Batfleck's movie. Snyder has to be involved with all the Justice League movies, and
I
has to
never
be
said
involved with
that.
not you, Sil and Mikey. And now they're saying he doesn't.
Receipts.
No, all of them are now saying like no. Here's the thing: it was an evolving situation. They're saying, "Well, Zach can just produce. It's fine." The thing is that they've chosen, basically, because we know what the Flash leaks are, they've chosen to acknowledge Zack Snyder's Justice League as the canon Justice League film. They're continuing off of that. They're going to continue with these actors, continue to tell stories in that world. So the spirit of Snyder is still going to be around. He could still do a team-up movie down the road if he wants to. He could do Justice League 2 or 3 down the road if he wants to. And if
Well, it's not
not,
gonna
the
be
spirit's still intact.
2 or 3. It's gonna be now 1.
Well,
But
again, that's speculation, though. We don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
like I believe this.
We
when I
don't
see it.
don't know. That's the
Here-
that,
here's-
and that's a great position to be in. Nobody really knows. So just enjoy
Right.
the ride.
I mean,
The only
we'll
thing we know for certain at this
Wow.
We'll
point,
know
the only
after
thing we know
Black
for certain,
RJ
that-
sounds like me a year ago.
no, I'm saying
We'll
the
know
only
after
thing
Black
we know
Adam.
is that Henry Cavill's
think-
probably coming back.
I think we can
October.
all agree from all standpoints that after Black Adam, we will know where it's going because one,
Oh my god.
the post-credit scene. 2, Hamada is going to step out and Dan Lynn's stepping back in, and that's when And I wonder what the first official announcement will be of Dan Lin and the new DC. Is it
That's what I'm
going to
saying,
be a
though,
Henry
like,
Cavill
that-
deal?
that's-
Is it
that's
going
the
to be a Superman movie in the works with a director or a writer announced, or is it going to be like, oh, Affleck, is the new it's going to be like Affleck's going to take over how Keaton was supposed to be the Nick Fury and cameos, and now it's actually supposed to be Affleck now. Like, what is it going to be?
Honestly, I don't think we'll know anything until the Flash comes out. To be real honest,
I think the first position will be after Black Adam, and then the second one will be after the Flash,
or wait,
um,
Aquaman got pushed back to
and then
September next year.
Aquaman. I think those 3
That's what I'm
movies
saying,
are
though.
integral
Like,
to know what's going on.
Honestly, we're at a point where again everything's in flux. Just enjoy the ride while it's here.
We've been in flux for the past 5 years.
but this is the final time we're in flux, though, which is the great thing. After this, we're not in flux anymore. We're good.
We're in the end game.
This is the end game. Yeah. Once we get to Black Adam, that's it right there. We're good. We're golden.
Well,
Like-
I have a question because it's like they seem like they're bringing Cavill and Affleck back. What's going on? Are they going to even bring back Ray Fisher? Like, is Ray Fisher going to make peace with this new regime? Because that's what I'm
Doesn't
wondering.
have
right
to now that Hamada's gone.
Jeff Johns
Well,
is
no,
still there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff
but
Johns
he
is
said
still
I
there.
won't work on he won't film a Hamada.
He said he wouldn't
movie.
work with Walter Hamada, but he also said Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns isn't going to be on, as far as we know, isn't going to be on this the next movie unless they change it back. He still works with Warner Brothers, but he's not going to work on the next movie.
I mean, Hamada's done. So
Yeah,
I
they don't
think
need to Paul. They don't need. It's over.
You mother trucker, do you want to link Isaac? You want to come on the show?
Do you even exist? Do you?
You want to come on the show? You want to come on the show?
You want to
You
come
have
on?
to.
You want to come on?
That was a pretty good impression. Not gonna lie,
Someone
Not
clip
bad.
that.
dude. This is a love letter to my guy Max. Dude, seriously.
You know,
You're
this
what-
is all
you-
kind of Max's fault.
You are why I'm sitting here talking about this, and you're why I'm talking to Diao, Devin, Caden, RJ,
Good.
George, you, everybody in the chat,
Shade
dude.
Max, how does it feel to be the cause of so much anguish?
Should have never gave me a wrench, man. All those years ago,
It's all
I
Max's fault.
I love it.
I got delusions. Grand went to my head.
Oh snap! I forgot to do the boop.
Man,
The
I
boop thing.
I'm so pissed
What?
off. I had an image of Ryan Johnson giving the middle finger, and that's what I was trying to find here. What
Oh,
is this?
somebody's getting a phone call.
Oh wait,
Pretty
Also, I
interesting
just want-
ringtone.
I want to make something clear. I don't hate the Snyder cut. Listen, I love the Snyder cut. It was the Snyder stuff that got me into starting a channel in the first place. But just some of the fans and some of the antics that I've seen kind of just sour on it. And like brought up what you guys were bringing up before. These people saying, oh, it's going to happen. It's officially going to happen without any proof. Like
Yeah.
Twitter personalities like Gerald saying, yep, it's going to happen. And it's like, okay, so where's your proof? still has more citations than you do right now.
Just believe me, guys. It's gonna happen. Believe me.
Like that's like Mercury and Gerald on Twitter. So it's like just them like coming out saying it's gonna happen when they don't even have the inside source.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's where I said like this Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
Henry Cavill stuff. I will believe it when I see it because they've said this so many times. Oh, they're coming back! They're coming back, guys! They're coming! I'm like, when? Where? Where's
Who?
Huh?
Well, I mean, we at least know Ben Affleck's coming back for Aquaman, so that's not nothing. That's
Yeah.
something.
That actually is
Yeah.
pretty significant.
So
Show me the
there's
car.
that.
I mean, the thing is also like with the Flash movie, it's at 300 million. They're not going to add any more money to that other than marketing.
It's gonna be okay.
Like, and even marketing is going to be kind of like the trouble to do.
It's gonna be okay.
Like
I,
300 million, and then if you add marketing and theater rent stuff, that's like almost 450 right there. Like, and that's a lot to get back. Like, you're gonna have to get back 900 on that movie to recoup on a lot of stuff. right
Wait,
there.
which
That's
movie?
okay.
Which movie are you talking about?
The Flash.
You think it needs to make 900 million?
Yes, because that's 2 times as much as the production and marketing budget.
Actually, yeah, you got a point there, and it got pushed back so many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's kind of been
So-
sitting there gathering
and
interest.
if they add reshoots to it and add additional like stuff to it, or like take some stuff out and add and replace that stuff, that's adding more money into it. So it's between 400 and 500 million dollars right there. Like, it's sitting on like a heavy pedestal right now, and it needs 900 plus to recoup on a bunch of money on that.
It needs Avatar money.
Yeah, it needs Avatar money, like, and it's not gonna get that.
And here's
Like-
the thing with the Flash, like the whole Ezra Miller controversy has really soured a lot of people on this movie. And again, he's doing they are doing the apology tour. They're saying they're getting help. They're having these meetings with WB. But again, a lot can happen before the Flash comes out with Ezra.
And that's the thing. Like, also, like, people saying nobody cares about this stuff. No, legit. Like, people at my work, people in my family group chat, don't even bother me about it. Start talking about it, and then come to me like, oh, why is he still the Flash? And like, what's going on with that? Like, people are worried about this. You know,
Well, people
There's
have to
not, like,
understand there's a difference between the word allegation and conviction.
that. Yeah, but like, even like, just like, it's, and also like, funny thing is that someone pointing out that Batgirl merch is still coming out.
Wait, what?
Because because you already licensed your merch out. Merch is like it's
Really?
in Walmart and Amazon right now. Like,
Do they get residuals for that?
I don't know, but
That's
it's
neither.
still hitting
Sorry.
like some merch for Batgirl and is hitting Amazon right now. And like
Go see
and
toys.
Interesting.
re-upload and redistribution of Batman Keaton's Batman costumes going to like kid stores and stuff. Like, before, you barely saw Keaton's Batman costume like in Halloween sections, but now it's crazy, you know, because of Batgirl and the Flashes, you know, coming
I
out.
wonder if those
It
will
was
end
supposed
up
to come
being
out
like collectibles.
yeah, I mean, like,
Worth a lot of money.
I really want to find like the Batgirl merch and like be like buy it really fast before like someone like finds out that you can tax write off merch, like, and be like keep it and be like finally I got something from this movie, but yeah, so it's, I mean,
Well, the other thing WB needs to figure out is after Flash, like what you do about Ezra, because you can still have this movie come out, but still recast Ezra after this whole thing is done. So they
right.
got to
I
make
mean-
a decision on Ezra, depending on will Ezra get the help? Will Ezra understand what they did was like really wrong? Because it's coming out that Ezra did not care until they threatened to cancel this movie, and that's
Right.
kind of a bad look.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the Flash after this movie.
No,
They
he's not.
can't. Even
They're
if he
not.
gets the help that he wants, he still has too much. He still has too
No.
much, controversy.
That, like what George said in that report when it was announced that like that Ezra came to them to say something. About
Do you guys know who
everything in
Deshaun
that-
Watson is?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
a football player. Yes.
Stop talking. He's
Wait,
still
what?
on the Browns. He's still on the Browns. Just
No,
stop.
but
I don't want to hear it.
but-
Just-
but
Are you guys sports fans?
No, it's you
Yeah.
gotta explain.
This is how I'm going to shut the Ezra Miller argument down right now. Okay. Have you ever been a fan of a team that's winning with a questionable record? And I don't mean like a questionable record in terms of win losses, but like in terms of arrests.
Is WB
Okay,
winning?
People
though?
still buy the merch and don't
This has
care.
nothing to do with WB. I'm just talking about like putting this in a context that I can understand and equate to you guys to where how I understand it.
But it's
Okay.
Deshaun Watson.
No, I'm not talking about Deshaun Watson. I'm talking about the 2011 San Francisco 49ers. A team that I love.
Who was the questionable dude there?
Almost half the team.
I can't recall that year, that season.
There was 11 arrests on that team that year.
Oh shit!
Was Mike Singletary still the coach then?
No. That was Jim Harbaugh's
It
second
was Jim
year.
Harbaugh.
That was when they went to the Super Bowl, guys. Jim Miller got arrested. Jim Miller, whatever the hell, Bruce Miller, the fullback. Okay, he eventually got kicked off the team, but he beat up an old man in a hallway in a hotel.
Yeah, now I remember that.
Okay, the San Francisco 49ers went to the Super Bowl, but they got there by playing like crap. But you know what? We were all Kaepernicking. We were like, yeah, they're winning. Woo, Super Bowl. You're going to go down, Ravens. Okay?
Well, there is a difference between movies.
I'm just saying,
and
people look
sports.
the other way when it suits your purposes.
Yeah, for certain.
Look at some of the crazy movie firings that have happened. Megan Fox got fired for calling Michael Bay Hitler. Gina Carano got fired from Lucasfilm for basically like comparing Republican conservative voters to people from the
Alden
Holocaust.
Smith.
Army Hammer is working at a La Quinta Inn in the Bahamas.
That was Colin Kaepernick.
Exactly.
That was Colin Kaepernick's fault. Screw Colin Kaepernick for that.
For
He called the cops on Alden Smith and got him arrested.
Oh. I was
Because
like,
he was cheating on his girlfriend. I'm sorry. I'm a 49er fan. That pissed me off so much. You want to talk about things splitting up a team? That split the team. That's why in 2013 they were garbage.
This is turning into sports talk radio.
I mean, look.
I'm a Niners fan. I'm just relaying this in a way I can to other people or to myself.
I mean,
Well,
I get it. Look, I'm not calling for Ezra to be fired, but I would just be shocked if they keep him. And if they do, I hope he gets his shit together, regardless of what comes out
Ray
with
Lewis,
the court
yeah.
stuff. You know, whatever happens with his court hearing, whatever. If he's innocent, guilty, whatever. If they do keep him, which I'll be completely shocked if they do. If they keep him, he needs to get his shit together. There's no excuses, if, ands, or buts about it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's fair.
And also, Brian, you're not the only one that's been doing sports comparisons. I've been comparing Warner Brothers Discovery to the New York Knicks, like
Or the Cleveland Browns.
because like David Zaslav, he is doing what Phil Jackson was doing to the Knicks when Phil Jackson was president for the Knicks. He's like trading, or in this case, selling all these animated projects, and like it looks like they're going through a rebuilding phase. Legendary looks like they're about to leave. Batgirl's getting canceled. And now the question is, what is he going to still have remaining, and what is he going to deliver? And if he doesn't deliver, people are going to be calling for him to get out, and it'll be another Phil Jackson situation where Phil Jackson was pushed out of New York because he wasn't delivering for the Knicks.
Somebody needs to do something about the Lions. That's
Right. Well, that's the thing. You can compare like a losing sports franchise to DC right now.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
what I've been doing at work. I've basically been saying Warner Brothers is the New York Knicks. They are struggling, and every time they try to rebuild, it just gets worse.
Yep. The Niners after the Yorks took over. Why'd you have to riverboat gamble, ADD?
or
You had the world in the palm of your hands.
Or for you wrestling fans, Triple H taking over after Vince McMahon retired.
Right.
Hey, that's been a good thing
Retired.
thus far.
Yeah.
That's been a good thing thus far. It's been
Yeah, it's
great.
been pretty good. Yes,
No, that honestly, he should have stepped down years ago.
you should.
Oh
have.
no, everyone agrees. But
Are you kidding me, dude? That's awesome. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Oh
My bad.
wow.
You're related to like the Shanahans. That's awesome, man. I like Kyle Shanahan. I like Mike Shanahan. Yeah, okay. Eh.
I mean, he completely obliterated RG3's career, but
Yeah, no. The latter half of his career, not so much. I'm talking about like the post Raiders, 49ers offensive coordinator into the Broncos phase of his career.
yeah.
And his son is my current head coach. So. And you notice how I said the word "my"? Because as a fan, you take ownership of your team.
That's not my. Anyway,
I'm just saying, like, guys, this to me is all sports. Like all of this,
Yeah.
back and forth. It's Giants Dodgers.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
Lakers Celtics.
The interesting thing to me in all of the
Bad-
discussions
bad
of all of
ownership.
this is that, like, when I look back on a lot of the WB movies that they've released, like I don't hate most of them. They're all pretty good, with the exception of like Wonder Woman 84.
Which
That's the only one
everyone hates that one.
Yeah, that's the only one
I fell
don't
asleep.
like.
Birds of Prey.
But like everything else, I thought was generally a good movie. Like if I was completely oblivious to like all of the internet discussion around DC movies, I would be like, oh yeah, those DC movies, they don't come out very often for some reason. That's kind of weird, but when they do,
Yeah,
I
right?
really like them.
Yeah, they don't really seem connected, but
Yeah,
they're
like,
good
yeah,
movies.
they're just like independent movies that are just have nothing to do with any of the other ones. That's kind of weird with what Marvel's doing. But that Joker movie was really good. I liked that a lot. The Batman was good.
Yeah.
And I liked the Suicide Squad. Even Birds of Prey I thought was pretty all right. I mean, those movies are pretty good for the most part. Like the only one that I
Sam
wouldn't
Squad.
watch again is Wonder Woman 84. And even Wonder Woman 84 has value. I would classify that as like a so bad it's good movie. And Pedro Pascal is awesome in it. So
Yeah.
What did you wish for?
Why get that when you can have better?
I even
That's
like
about the only line I remember.
I even like who is Cheetah in that movie?
That character.
Wait, what?
was it
Wait, what?
Kristen Wiig?
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
Kristen Wiig.
Oh,
I
okay.
actually didn't mind her as Cheetah.
Yeah, she was actually
so
good in that
bad.
role.
She was so bad. I'm sorry. I hated her.
I mean,
She
yeah,
was bad.
I liked her
fine.
as Kristen Wiig, not as Cheetah.
No, that's
Although she reminded me of
predator.
she reminded me of
that's really on the
Riddler
nose
from
right there.
Batman Forever and Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2. She did remind me of those characters.
Oh, jeez.
And then we got the gilded wings.
Oh, they did nothing.
That broke.
All that
what kind of
build-up for
armor is
nothing.
this? What kind of armor is this?
I was just there for toy and marketing purposes.
By the time the Smithsonian scene came out in that movie, I was passed out sleeping. Christmas Day.
I felt like that had more exposition than a Michael Bay Transformers movie.
It's all good. It's all good. The dummy arms on the highway. No.
God.
Rhea, no. 100% facts. That was my favorite part of the whole damn movie.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That was
Yeah.
great. That was
You got
great.
to see about that much Linda Carter, but when you did,
No, they showed her full out.
oh, okay, maybe I fell asleep during that part. But
Yeah.
all I got to see was like this, and I was like, oh, that's Linda Carter.
Yeah, that was
Wink,
full
wink.
Out. Full on. We saw her. Yeah, that was nice. That was cool. And the music, I think the music's great.
Oh, we're gonna get to see her again too.
I hope so.
I do
Wasn't
like
she the governor from Super Troopers?
I don't know. That's before my time, man.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah, what year did it come out?
2000 something.
Someone,
Oh,
how
did
I
it? Oh,
that-
never mind. I was around. Never mind.
You know how I,
It
I
was
have that
early
piece-
2000s.
It may have been like
Okay.
2003 or 2004 or something like that.
Yeah, sorry. I watched another stuff like Spider-Man, the bad.
If I say I need to get a liter of cola, nobody will understand.
Someone that
Unfortunately, I was too busy with Spider-Man, the bad X-Men movies, the
Fair,
bad
man.
Daredevil films. You know?
I can't even defend that. I'm sorry,
The
man. You're right.
Fantastic Four movies. Eh.
I liked Men in Black. That was a good movie.
Oh, Men in Black. Yeah, Men in Black. Yes.
I like the Fantastic Four cast. I didn't like the movie though, but I like the cast.
That's
the
yeah,
first one I think was okay. I think people like sleep on it. Oh heck yeah! What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Max is calling me out. We're going down tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it.
I hope you brought your popcorn.
Oh Lord.
What's
I like
that?
it. That's a
Funny trying to cause
that's a
issues.
great picture of
This
him
is
opening his
awesome. I like
jacket.
this. I like this.
Oh wow.
I like this. I need to get Ray saying that to trigger all the people who hate the sequel trilogies. Ambassador Orly Wing. I'm talking to you, pal.
So what's Max gonna do if at D23 they announce Ryan Johnson gets a sequel trilogy, or not like his
You're
own
not
trilogy?
gonna hear from Max for like a week.
I'm gonna be doing that song from that movie where like bang 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 goes the trolley, ring 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 goes the bell. Dancing a jig downtown.
Oh, I've been muted. I'm sorry.
No, I'm serious. No, you're not gonna hear from Max for a week if this happens.
No, I will be on. I will make money that night and stream that night. I'm like, I was wrong.
So like, are we? So we should call this Snyder versus Johnson dawn of controversial directors.
I can't wait, Max. We're gonna have
Snyder
a fun
v.
time.
Johnson. Snyder v.
Woo!
Johnson.
Woo! BVS versus TLJ, man. Who's going down? Woo! I can feel it already, man. This is WrestleMania, my guy. Are you ready?
Snyder v. Johnson. That sounds like a porno.
All right then.
So wait, are their moms' names Martha?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Martha Snyder,
Why'd you say that name?
Martha Johnson.
Martha Johnson.
Martha Snyder.
Corno. I mean, sorry, darn. I don't want to bring them out.
Like, why'd you say that name?
You are watching. Hey, buddy. I still disagree with your takes on Star Wars. It's okay though.
Well,
like you.
at least the Spider-Man discussion in the chat has calmed down.
No. It's okay. It's okay. No. I'm ready for this shit. It's going down.
It's going down.
Welcome back, Caden.
Sorry.
Take this damn Snyder article down. Can we say though, I was somewhat diplomatic. I didn't shit on Snyder fans.
You were terrible. You didn't.
I mean,
I wasn't a total asshole.
You weren't like Caden who compared people to Trump.
Right.
Well,
No, I'm just saying, like, okay, I could have be a better spearhead because I tend to be more diplomatic about such things. Okay, so I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not a full-on fan to where I can detach myself a little bit, but when it comes to Star Wars, screw you, bro. We go back to the '80s, my guy.
Oh,
Back to the 80s.
Oh, y'all want to keep
Well,
going back to the 80s.
Brian,
and that's
compared
the
to how-
problem.
Hey, Ambassador, burn everything to the ground.
Well,
Brian,
you know.
compared to how some
I
Snyder
understand. I called him a boomer, and I meant it, though. I'm sorry, Ambassador. You kind of your takes on Star Wars, man. It's okay.
You have a new logo. That's a cool logo, Ambassador.
That is very true.
Well, Brian, compared to how
no.
some of the Snyder fans were
Facts.
arguing with you on Twitter, like I'm not going to mention their names, but how certain fans were arguing, you were very nice tonight.
I'm their friends, or at least I was. I don't know if we still are,
We
man.
got triggered.
No, I was arguing with Dawson.
Why?
Right, and I was arguing with Dawson because it was because I brought up the article on Twitter, and I said, yeah, I think I do regret, the Snyder Cut being released because I think it divided us more than it united us. Yes, we were united before the movie came out, but past the movie, bro, it was just like half the fan base wanted one thing, half the other fan base wanted the other thing. You had people in the middle going, "Oh, I don't know what's what," and it was just like half the people in the middle, they got pushed out quick, done. They don't even care no more, So it's like, what happened to where we're just not friends anymore? And that's why I brought up the picture of the Snyder Cut poster at the beginning of the show, and like that was the whole purpose of the show, and why I was kind of like going off of Max's stream the other night. It was like, bro, we were friends. Like, Rel, you've been on my streams a bunch of fucking times, man. Not on my streams, but like in my chat. Like the only one when there's two people fucking watching. Okay, dude. You don't think I appreciate that shit? I think you're even my friend on Facebook. Okay, my family's on that shit. The same thing with like half the people on there. Dawson, I think I'm friends with some other people from like the 4 Nerds and stuff. I'm just saying, like, I'm friends with Zod on Facebook. These people know who I am. It's
Do
like,
they? Do they?
Dude,
really know?
What are you saying, DL?
Dude,
Unfarted? How's that?
I've done streams with Zod, not even talking about this shit. We talked hours about Star Trek, okay? Because we are both passionate Star Trek fans. And that is something I will always talk about with Zod. Okay? No, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. This is my platform at the moment, and I think your opinions about The Last Jedi are completely wrong, and that's okay.
I think everyone's opinions on The Last Jedi is
Everybody
completely
has shitty opinions about The Last Jedi, okay?
Well, what's Caden?
Whether
What's
You
Caden?
love it, whether you hate it, whether you're in the middle.
Caden,
you're
do
just
you
I just-
support
wrong
Ryan
about
Johnson's
that.
trilogy?
You're just wrong.
wrong. No.
No? Okay.
No, I'm not looking
We
forward
will
to it at
never-
all.
I'm just saying season 1 of Game of Thrones was lit, all right?
I'll get
That's all I
there
can say.
when I get there.
Get there, dude, because you can't stop it. The House of Dragons is out, and you're rolling around with this bunch of yahoos. You're gonna get spoiled, bro. You need to binge that shit like right now. Like, get off the stream.
You can't just
Tell
binge Game of Thrones.
Tell everybody you're taking a week off of whatever, work, and you're just like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I'm gonna
Wow.
DoorDash everything for a week straight, and I'm gonna get
that's not
it
the
done.
budget.
I'm kidding, dude.
That's not the budget.
I'll take breaks for top ramen, motherfucker. I'm kidding.
Max, bite me. Okay, no thanks. Have a good one, bro.
Oh, boy.
I don't hold whatever. I wish you the best.
But I'm saying, there's all love here, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like the labels. I think people, because we're gonna wrap this up here pretty soon, because I believe Max is gonna be stuck here soon. Just let me know. We'll drop the link in the chat, and we'll all go over and hang out with Max for a little while.
This Ryan
We'll
Johnson has
duke it out. Ryan Johnson is the biggest trigger for Max. I swear to God, if you go back in his channel, like
Why?
more so than anything, because he really, really, really does not like The Last Jedi.
I don't actually changed.
Hey Brian,
Yeah.
have you ever decided to like go back and rewatch some of those early streams where Max
No,
was like
no.
shilling so hard for Sil and we were all arguing, yelling at each other?
I wasn't chilling hard.
I
No,
remember.
you
guys were
No,
pissed
I know.
off.
Do you remember that, Brian? Where like we got all so pissed off at each other. We had like 80-hour yelling sessions, like 20
Oh
people
my
yelling at once.
I
Guys,
didn't
just
watch
for
It
some
was like-
context.
Remember the whole gaslighting thing with Matt Jarbo?
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, dude, doesn't it seem kind of petty? I mean, swear to God,
Yeah.
I've been on Sil's stream before. Like,
You should go on again.
it's been a while. No, dude. I think Sil's my friend on Facebook. Like, hand on the Bible, dude. I can probably show you. I'm friends with all of them. We were all friends at one point in time.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson's trilogy right there. Yeah, can't wait
Yeah.
for Glass Onion.
Will Glass Onion be better than Rebel Moon for Netflix?
Hey Max, which one of those
let's
disaster
see.
streams is your favorite? Which one? The gaslighting one, the one where it was Lunga yelling at you. Which one?
What the hell's wrong with you, man?
Well,
Man, he's
bringing
on
up
a
bad
warpath
memories.
against you, Max.
No, I'm just asking a question. It's not like a bad thing. It's not your channel.
I
It's
haven't
Brian's.
thought about it.
I'm just saying,
we
which
should
one
call-
is your favorite disaster stream from last year?
Me too, H-Barts. It was kind of sad.
We should
I don't
call
know,
the
the one-
stream
the one-
Open Old
Thanks
Wound.
for the Blu-ray. Oh,
The one where I said I'm effing
That's
mad now.
inside.
The one that Snowdub uses the clip. It was not. I was not happy at the time, but in retrospect, it's funny. I wasn't mad then, but I'm fucking mad now. That's
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
that was
That was-
so
that was
trilogy in a
mad.
No, that
nutshell.
was the night after you tried doing that scoop stream, and then you
I
got
like
like really
Rise
pissed
Skywalker.
off. I remember that.
Wait, was that the turkey stream?
No, the turkey stream was a different one.
Oh, you mean the turkey stream?
Because the
It-
turkey said.
I
final
remember
price is Zack
I was
Snyder.
having fun, and then every time I made my funny thumbnails, people would be like, "Uh oh, Max," in the DM groups, they're like, "Oh boy, what is
Oh, hey, that's gonna be a hot subject.
Yo, we should just call the stream "Open Old Wounds."
Not gonna lie, I was one of those people. Still am. And then I work myself up to it, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go on stream.
And then you realized, oh God, what am I doing in my life?
And I'm like, what did I do wrong? Back this truck up.
It was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
No, this has been fun. Honestly, that's like, I think this is like one of the things that like Max was trying to promote, and I always kind of sat on my hands. Like Max is always trying to lift up the little guy, and I've just been like sitting on streams going, "Hey guys, what's up, man?" Giving my 2 cents. But like, I normally don't do this kind of sort of thing. But
And then Max will be like, hey, I want to talk about this. And then Brian's like, you fucking hypocrite.
no, it's exactly right. No, that was kind of like what I meant about retirement. To where like it's kind of like looking at things through a different lens, and I'm here doing what I kind of want to do, but I brought you with me.
I still remember when I first started watching Max, Sci-Fi Dragon was on the streams. Whatever happened to that guy?
No. When I did my retirement stream, I brought up where I was like putting over the Snyderverse hella hard. And I was like, I said that the Snyder community was the least toxic community that I've ever dealt with. Yeah, those that statement didn't age well. And I have the Twitter threads to prove it. So.
Oh wow.
Damn, these things are strong, man. 8% alcohol by volume. Holy shit.
Somebody outside. I'm hearing a cricket.
Oh, that's Max clicking away.
That's Max clicking. He clicks.
He's getting his stream set up. He's getting all.
Oh no, not the clicking. A cricket, like the cricket.
Oh no, that's probably me. I'm my window's open.
Okay.
Oh no, they're loud as fuck. I can hear them. I had to take my earpiece out. I couldn't hear them, and I was like, yep, no, that's me.
Just making sure I'm not going crazy.
No,
I thought it was me.
No, hey, can you still hear me? I turned my mic all the way down. Okay, good.
Yes.
So hopefully it doesn't pick up too much of that. But yeah, I'm out here in the wilderness.
I was just making sure there wasn't one in my room. I was like, wait, I had to take my headphones off and listen for a second.
How'd you get in here anyway?
Nah, dude, I'm like right out where they're gonna have the Reno air races.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. Stead Air Force Base is like right down the road. So I'm like, oh, damn. Nice. And that's where they do their. I guess some like one of the planes like crashed in one of the stands one year, and I'm like, oh shit, the fuck? Why would anyone want to go see that shit? But we got some other nice stuff out here in the old Renos. Hot August Nights was not very fun from my aspect of it, but that's just auto parts, man. You know how hard it is to find parts for like a 1950 anything.
Junkyards.
Yeah, online forums. You can find some shit.
I remember
if you got a guy. But if you go to AutoZone, they ain't got shit.
Ain't that true?
I mean, they barely have anything for your new cars, let alone something that old. But yeah, we know, Ambassador. I'm sorry, buddy. It's okay. I kind of cautioned you.
But burnt him down and back. Do you still have his ashes?
I don't know, man. Like he did I don't know. It's okay, man. Have a good night, brother. Take it easy. Compartmentalization, fellas.
I have a question. Is Max a ghost?
No, yes. I'm just.
No, I'm asking because it was like his ashes have been burned. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Well, you know,
he's a ghost that haunts Brian forever.
No, you guys don't understand. Like, I've learned how to like. I'm still friends with people from back in the day, Gray Order shit, kind of.
Except for Josh. Brian doesn't talk to Josh anymore.
Bro, okay. How you gonna make a stream saying I joined the Fandom Menace? Okay, and I'm sure Max can agree here. He's like, and then he's like, hey guys, give me money. I'm gonna start this thing called the Gray Order. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be like tons of cool stuff. We're gonna have fun times and everything. join my Patreon. So I did.
Oh,
Okay.
Is that how Josh
and then,
really presented?
oh, basically. I mean, I might be hyperbolizing a little bit, and he ain't watching this shit. So who the fuck cares?
I used to watch the Gray Order, but that was like after Josh left that I started watching you.
No,
guys.
he never even. Let me.
All right,
let
guys,
me.
I'm gonna bounce.
Oh, have a good night, buddy.
Take care.
Take it easy.
We'll probably
doing?
we'll tell this harrowing tale, and then we'll probably leave because this is kind of how I joined YouTube. So you're gonna learn a little. You're gonna learn a little. Okay, so there was this thing when Josh Lucas of the Den of Nerds decided he wanted to say like, "Oh, hey, I'm starting this thing," and this is when I'd been watching some Max streams, and I started not streams because Max was still doing the short videos, like the little 20-minuters. And honestly, I think the one that really got it was where he was calling out Jesse Milestone. And I was like, oh, shit. He's right there. But no, Jesse Milestone was complaining about Max.
Wait, really?
Because Max was right. And Jesse was like, oh my God, these people hate me, man. And I was like, what? These people hate you? Oh, let me see what they're saying. And then I was like, and that's how I found Max, basically. And yeah, no, thank you. It's so weird considering where I stand on a lot of things now. And then so like a little bit later, I'd still been watching a lot of Max stuff, but I'd also been watching Den of Nerds because I mean, shoot, who didn't watch Den of Nerds after like for Star Wars content back then? Like everybody did.
Well, it was either Den of Nerds or Star Wars Theory, so yeah.
Right, and I watched both, like Den of Nerds, Star Wars Theory, because Collider had kind of fallen off the map after Last Jedi. Like they'd been like, whatever, dude. Nobody gave a shit about Collider anymore. It was all about the small guy, you know, the little YouTuber, who's now the 200K sub YouTuber.
John Campion.
Big time. But I know at one point in time we all watched Collider. Don't bullshit. We all did.
Oh no,
No,
of course.
everyone
Back to
did.
AMC
Everyone
days.
did.
Back to the AMC days.
Yeah, Jedi Council was our jam.
I've been around since AMC, so.
And then we all decided, hey, we're going to recreate Jedi Council, but on our own way. No, that's what we did. But no, Josh announced the Den of Nerds. People gave him money to join his thing. He gives you this form letter for joining his Patreon. It's like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? And
like a contract?
And I like Second Street Marvel. Trinity's a good dude, but it's like, god damn, bro, come on. Like, but anyways, they were really nice at the beginning. Blah blah blah. I was only in for like a week, and then he kind of backed out of it, and then Lunga and kind of Max took it over, and that was the Gray Order. Those were the kind of Lunga and Max were the people that were kind of in charge, and it kind of developed this weird thing where there was like almost two camps, but not too many people were in Lunga's camp. And it wasn't until
I wonder why
people started criticizing a certain corner and planet that one of said people, Lunga, decided that, hey, this is my ticket to the big time. So he left us, the Gray Order, and decided he wanted to join the pop corner and change his fortunes forever. I always wanted to say that to you, big dog. Bought your book, never read it.
Me too.
Money, but I lost.
I still
Don't
remember
like
the
him,
Pop
dude.
Block
Even
last
when we
year.
kind of made up, all he did was talk shit and yell over people, man. Don't know, don't care. You could probably catch him in Saggy's stream in the chat every once in a while.
Oh man, he's throwing a lot of shade tonight.
Say hi for me, dude, bro. Lunga pissed me the fuck off because he used us as a goddamn ladder. Okay, he used us as people that would watch his streams to prop him the fuck up until he can get on the fucking Snerd report with fucking that Louis Lecca motherfucker. So I remember all that shit. No, dude. And then it's funny because that's how we ended up into the Snyder stuff, because that's, Jody and Andy were going after the Snyder shit. And then we were like, oh, hey. And that's how I ended up here. But
Yeah, I still
that's
remember-
RJ. That's the story. Like, at least from my perspective, because I feel like I've been in it longer than most of y'all have been, and that was the genesis for me. It was Gray Order that got me in, and that's how I met a lot of people. And yes, I still like the Ambassador. He's a good dude. I just haven't been on streams with him in a while. Sometimes they tend to drag a little bit, but I'm just, I'm very happy for my ride. It's been almost 3 years since I've been on, or 2.5 years since I've been on YouTube, and here's to the ride, man.
I still remember that stream when a certain popcorn corner
Be right back.
came on, like when I like first started watching Max, and it was just like he came in with that Red Skull mask and was like yelling.
I was
at
on that
Bronco.
stream.
Yeah, I
And you know-
remember that.
Yeah.
And you know who else was on that stream?
Still,
Syl,
Zod Rider.
Zod, and Ryan from the Four Nerds.
Sci-Fi Dragon was still on Max's
Sci-Fi
channel.
Dragon was still there. I don't know if Dawson were there or not. But see, the
No,
funny thing
no,
is
Zebra
like
Fett, I remember.
2/3 of the original Four Nerds, because Zod and Syl were part of the original Four Nerds. Like we're there, but not like. But yeah, no. See, once again, when we were all friends, because we had a common goal, and once we stopped having a common goal,
Everything fell apart.
Yo, Brian, out of curiosity, whatever happened to Sci-Fi Dragon? He just like dropped off the face of the earth.
Nobody really knows.
bro, same thing. Like, I mean, RJ, you were around that time, right? Like,
No, I came in. Because I was a $3 theater fan, and then Max came on the call-in one day, and then I talked to him for a little bit, and then I went to go sub to Max, and then that same night or the next day, I started watching his content. So,
was
and
it?
he's like, "Oh, here."
No, it was Enosh's stream I was on with you first. I think that's where I remember. you
Maybe
from.
it might. No,
Yeah.
Was
No.
it?
It was Enosh's stream.
Was it?
Yeah,
thought it was
'cause
a Max
I-
stream because I remember Saggy and Max were on there. Then Enosh was on there being Homer Simpson Superman. They were talking about something that happened in the shower. I had no clue what was going on. It was so weird.
That's it. That makes sense. All right, I remember it now.
The funny
I'm
thing
pretty
is,
sure-
as much as like the way I came in was because of Lightcast.
Oh, I'm
Like-
Hey
sorry.
guys, we all have our entry point. I mean, DL, what did you get in here for?
And then Ty, and then I joined Ty, and that's when, and that's how like before. So first it was Lightcast and the Culture Nerdy. Like I was watching their streams, then I started watching like, and then like they're like, oh, go watch our stream with Pop Culture Corner, and I started watching Ty stuff, and then I joined Ty, and then officially joined Ty mid last year.
I saw you through Ty.
Like Ty and Lightcast were like my entryway into everything, and then of course then like more streams that came on, and then I had my own show because of Austin, and like so like it's crazy stuff. Like if it wasn't for Ty, Austin, and Lightcast, I would not. I'm like no matter how I stand with some of those people, like now, I'm still grateful that I met them because I'm here.
This
You know?
Meta.
Meta.
bro.
Jesus Christ.
Long time no see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen him.
Let me clutch
I
my
know,
chest, my guy.
Talk about a blast in the past, man. I miss
Well,
this guy so
honestly,
much.
I think he's a victim of this.
Oh no, he is. That's why
Bro,
he dipped, bro. He doesn't
He
talk to
dipped
nobody
because
anymore.
he got shoved aside, bro. Like he would try to bring up other topics and then be like, "Peh, Snyder," and it was like, no, I
screw you.
love you, Meta.
Yeah.
It's been a while, my guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get you around here sometime to talk about some other stuff besides DC. I basically this is catharsis for me. Okay, this is looking back on a YouTube career with my friends.
Oh god
And,
damn,
like-
are you retiring again?
No. Honestly, if anything, I'm re-embracing a lot of things because this is what I have nothing else, dude. This is it. So it's like, hey, y'all are my people. Y'all my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay, bro. I understand. But like I get what you were saying
He
by
dipped
being
because
frustrated.
I kicked him out and because he was liking
Caden,
Death
you
too much.
gatekeeping son of a bitch.
Yeah, because I gatekeep
Right?
as much as I can.
But hang on, DL, like,
Yeah.
first time I think I saw you was on Enosh, right? Like,
Yeah, it was a call-in show,
oh, okay.
and I decided, hey, why not? Let me jump in here, get some clout. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's literally how I started, and then eventually found Max through recommendations. Tuned into one of his
Someone
streams.
did that? Wow.
Huh?
Someone recommended me?
Well, I saw. That's funny.
Sometimes, no.
And then I would see
Jesse Milestone did.
Oh my.
I will never recommend any video of Max's to anyone.
I remember I
Because
discovered
every
Max.
video is chaotic.
I
Every
would, the ones
video
that I'm not on.
Very chaotic.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Like,
I remember I
I'm
discovered
not
Max's
gonna prepare
channel.
for someone to watch a chaotic video
I
of something that I can just talk about.
I'm about to go live in a few minutes here.
Okay, no, we're gonna shut her down. Sorry, you let me know what we got. Do you have the link for the video? You know what? I can do that. I'm not lazy. Shut up. Tell me to shut up.
Brian is on a buzz.
Yes, I am. All right. We'll have some fun. Beltray, what the hell is going on, my man?
Beltry, get on the stream. Come on.
Love you too, dude.
We need Anthony Beltry. This is whoa.
Max is going live here in
Max is
33
live.
minutes.
No, I'm gonna go live. I'm not waiting till then. I
Okay.
just set that.
Copy the link.
I'm gonna
put-
sure when.
I got you. Well, we'll go like this. We're gonna shut this stream
I'll
down
actually
here.
start the intro now because by the time
Okay.
you're ready.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna shut it down right
20
now.
minutes
Everybody.
long.
No, you can
If-
wait
if-
5. You can wait 5 minutes for my intro.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
That's
Literally
another reason why.
5 minutes
Right,
long.
right,
Jesus Christ.
10,000
Mute yourself
years.
on the other.
wait.
Oh,
But guys, thank you so much for coming by. This has been one of the better engaged streams, and like I said, I wasn't in Twitter when I posted the link, and I imagine a lot of people were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Because I heard this last night in Max's chat where Rel and Anthony were going at me for like, "Well, you're posting the stream saying the Snyder lament." I'm like, "No, dude, watch the stream."
Watch the stream.
I'm lamenting the fact that we're not friends anymore,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering why. Is it me? Is it you? Is it something I said? Is it something I did?
Yes, it's everything.
Or is it something we just don't believe in anymore? But either way, I love you guys so much. Let's go on over to Max's. You guys know, because that's how you found me. And I appreciate that too, Max. Love you, brother. Take it easy, guys. And in the broadcast, have your